Welcome back, everyone. This is yours and mine. I'm Jasmine, and today we're going to be talking about society's path, which basically means being successful without a degree. I don't know if you guys watched my first episode, which was me basically just introducing myself and the podcast, but if you're back, welcome back. Thank you for tuning in today. I have water with me now because my throat gets really dry and then my voice goes out. It's a whole mess. So I have water. Hopefully that's gonna help. And I'm still not used to doing this, so if it sounds a little rocky, please just forgive me, okay? We're still getting started, still trying to be there, sound good, All right, so today's topic is something I'm very, I wouldn't say passionate, I don't think that's the right word, but it's something I can talk about forever and ever and ever. Because this is something that is just like I wish people would think a little bit different about, So basically, I want to talk to you guys about how going to college does not always equal success. And basically, I feel like people just think it's what you're supposed to do. It's the only thing people really know. Like, they go to high school, they get out, they're like, oh, what else do I do besides just go to college, What else am I going to do? That's like what I'm told to do. Basically, all your life, you just see people. And like, I feel like the way the school system works is they tell you you're going to like get to high school, get good grades, get a high GPA, and then you're going to apply to colleges. Like, I feel like that's pretty much what they set you up for. And I don't know if that's always the best way to go about it, Like, I'm not really sure. Me, myself, I am not in college. I did not go to college. I don't think it's necessary. I wish people didn't think it was necessary because it is not. There's many successful people that did not go to college. And I believe that, when you're in high school, I think a lot of people are like, oh, I don't really know what else I would do. Like, college is just there, it's like a next step. It's a guaranteed next step. It's going to guide you, like, so you don't have to just sit there and figure something out at home, And honestly, another aspect of it is I feel like people just think it's like cool, oh, I'm going to college. That's so cool. Like, there's parties, there's all this stuff there. That's why I'm like, I feel like also a lot of people do go for the parties and do go just for the aspect to say, oh, I'm in college, I feel like a lot of people are afraid to be like, I'm not in college, I didn't go to college. I feel like society looks at that as something that's negative, something that's bad. Like, you didn't go to college, oh, well, what are you doing with your life, So yeah, I think that people should like often sit back and think why they're going. Why are you in college for business? Why are you in college for art? Just whatever you're going for, I feel like people should sit back and think why you're going, what's it going to do for you once, like, you get through everything. And you should also, I think people who are in college or thinking of going to college should ask themselves what they're doing. Like, every day you just go to classes, you come back. I'm not sure if you have a job, if your parents are paying for you or whatever, but I feel like it's just a prolonged amount of period for you to still not know what you're doing. Like, I don't know. Sometimes I think people go for the wrong reasons. I do think that if you have to go for something that's something that's necessary, like if you want to be a lawyer, of course, it's necessary to have to go to college. You can't be a lawyer unless you probably, have a degree. And you can't be a doctor unless you went to college, you've got an education for it. Things like that, I understand. But I feel like when people get out of high school, they go straight to college. They have no idea what they want to do. They're like, oh, second year, I'm switching my major or switching. I don't even know how it works. Like, I didn't even go to college, bro. I don't know. But honestly, like, some people, I feel like they just go because that's the next step. And I think there's different ways to do it. And, that's not the only way to be successful. It's basically what I'm trying to say with this whole episode. But let's get a little bit more into it. The next thing I wanted to talk about is how, so average, colleges are like $30,000 a year. This is something I got from education, like an education website, an official website, I seen that it said it's about $30,500 a year. So tell me how you're going to spend $30,000 a year to just figure out what you want to do. I don't know what I want to do, but I'm going to spend $30,000 while I figure it out. You know, if you stay at home, you can spend $30,000 less to figure out what you want to do. You don't have to spend that much money just to be like, oh, it's the second year in college and I'm about to switch minors or majors or however it works. Like, you do understand that you don't have to spend that much money. You don't have to have your parents spend that much money. You don't have to get anything. You can just, you know, you can still figure out what you want to do without spending $30,000. That's all I'm saying. Like, I feel like it's very unnecessary. I also feel like schools low-key set you up for failure sometimes. Like, basically they just tell you like that's the next step, even if you don't know what you want to do. You know, you still have to go. You still have to apply for college. You still have to go to college tours or whatever they set you up to do. And they don't really tell you that you can be successful without going to college. They don't tell you about entrepreneurship. They don't tell you about any of these things you can do. It's just basically, go get a degree. That's basically all they're telling you. And it's so common that other people don't even look at the other options that they have. It's like, that's what's set in your mind. That's like a one-track minded type of thing. And, you know, you don't really look any other way. It's like those horses. I don't know if you've ever seen horses with those little blinder things on to where they can't look out like to the side and they can only look straight. It honestly feels like sometimes people have those on themselves. They can't look any other direction but straight forward to what everybody else has already set for them. Like, no other options are available besides going straight. That's the only option. And I feel like it's a good example to look at people who are successful that don't have degrees, who didn't graduate, who dropped out, or who even didn't go to college at all. There's very many successful, you know, entrepreneurs, big people, CEOs of companies that didn't finish college or either didn't go at all. One that I know for sure is the man who created Dell Computers. If you look him up, I know he did not finish college. I'm not sure if he dropped out. I'm not sure if I believe he did go to college, but I believe he did drop out. And yet he still made Dell Computers, which I'm pretty sure made him millions and millions of dollars. So it's not necessarily a guarantee that you're gonna, you know, have a good life after you've gotten out of college. Like, there's also other options. So yeah, I believe that's something people should look at. I really want to like shed a lot of light on this because I really wish people would see other options besides everybody pushing people and asking people, oh, did you go to college? Are you in school? Like, I personally hate when people ask me that question. Oh, are you in school? Did you go to college? What are you doing? Like, no, I'm not in school. I didn't go to college and I don't want to. End of discussion. If people still push me after I've told them, no, I'm not in school. No, I don't want to go to college. And then like, oh, why? Be like, come on now. Like, I don't need to explain this to you. Like, it's just, sometimes it's very annoying, but also it gives you the opportunity to share and show people that not everybody is going to school and it's not necessary, because it really isn't. And if you look at like successful graduates versus successful dropouts, like entrepreneurs and big people of big companies, and you know, you often hear about more people being successful like who haven't necessarily went to college. I don't know a whole list, and I'm not going to say something I don't know for sure about like people of these bigger companies. I wanted to talk about Elon Musk, but I'm actually not positive on that because I heard he did I think he did go to college and then later, so I don't know. I'm not really sure, but if anybody knows, let me know. I'd like to talk about that again one day. So, I'm out of breath. This is a lot. This is a lot of talking. I honestly want to keep it as real as possible though. So when I get out of breath, I don't even care because I just want it to be as if we're having a conversation with each other and, you know, not be too professional, not be too like, you know, too much, you know, etiquette. That's the only word that comes to mind. Too much etiquette, too perfect. I am a perfectionist a lot of the times, but when it comes to stuff like this, I do want to keep it as real and as relatable as possible. So yeah, moving on, I also wanted to bring up how, you know, you go to college for 4 years typically, which is also the time that you could be in the military. Not saying anything about the military, but I'm just saying, like, I actually just thought about that. when you go to the military, you stay there for 4 years. Anyway, moving on. I don't even know why I just brought that up. So I wanted to say, like, you work for 4 years, and once you get out of college, people are like, oh, now I have to go find a job. I just got out of college for 4 years. I spent all this money, and I still have to go look for a job. Once you go look for that job, you're still being interviewed by someone. Someone is still signing your paychecks. Someone is still deciding your hours. Someone is still telling you to come in at this time, or, take this person's shift, or, work longer, stay longer, all this stuff that they're still telling you. They're saying, oh, this is the days you work, this is the days you don't. You'll have Saturday off, you'll have this day off, this day off. And, it's weird that, you put so much work in for 4 years, you spend all this money, like $30,000 a year times 4 is a lot of money. Like $120,000 if my math is up to par. I don't know, like, it's just so crazy to me to think about that. Like, I would not want to spend that much time, that much money, that much effort, and I still have to go work for somebody, and I still have to go be interviewed by someone. I would honestly hate that so much. Like, if you put time into something that, you could do yourself, something that, your own business you could start, you could be your own boss and all of this, and I can guarantee you your business would grow after 4 years. Your business could grow even before 4 years, and guess what? You don't have to work for anybody. You don't have anybody telling you when to come in, what days you're off, and all this other stuff. So honestly, I need more water in my throat. Yeah, so pretty much that's all I wanted to say. It's just very crazy that people think that's the only option. I wish people would just look out a little bit more, see their options, kind of see what else is out there before people just think they have to be pressured in to go into school. It's honestly just, why is society like that? Why does society want to put you into this, just set you into this trap? I don't know. But and a lot of the times when people ask me, like, oh, are you in school? Sometimes I get this look when I'm like, yeah, no, I'm not. Sometimes I get this look, and being myself, I generally do not care what anybody thinks about me or what anybody has to say about my life, because I always will defend that until, I won't let anybody tell me, like, oh, something's wrong with you because you didn't do this. You didn't do this the way everybody else in the world is doing it. But it's sometimes people really think they're better than you if, they're in school and you're not. They'll be like, oh, you're not doing anything with your life. You're not in school. You didn't even, you graduated high school, but you didn't do anything after that. You fell off after that. You're not going to be anything. And that's not the truth. Anybody that goes to college is not better than anyone who's at home right now, who is working for themselves, because in the end, people who are working for themselves right now will probably, if you do it correctly, if you put a lot of time and effort into whatever business or anything that you want to pursue, it will grow if you put time and effort into it, I believe. And it would be nice to see a lot of people doing that, a lot more people doing that. And it's just crazy because student debt. Now, I'm not a student, so I can't speak for my story. I don't have a story about this. I can't speak for myself. I don't have any of this stuff, but student debt and loans that you will be paying forever for a very long time at least. In 2018, 69% of students had loans of $29,000. $29,000. I'm guessing that's a year, or is that overall? I'm not sure, because I took this from a website, but I'm not actually sure if that's each year or overall. I feel like that's probably overall student loans. Anyway, either way, $29,000 of student debt and loans that you have to pay off. Once you get through your 4 years, you start your job, you're like, oh my God, I'm making money, but this is not my money because I have to pay off the 4 years I just went to school. So those next years you're going to be working after you get out of college, and you have to go find a job. You also have to pay back the $29,000 of loans that you have. And it's like, You know how many businesses you could start with $29,000? Like, honestly, you could start like so many businesses. You can start 5+ businesses, probably even like, I don't even know, probably like 6 or 7 to be honest, because depending on what you do, that's honestly an insane amount. Just to look at that, it's an insane amount. And it's crazy. And I love when I go out and I meet people or see people who are doing things for themselves, who are actually putting in work to make a name for themselves. And honestly, to me, sometimes it's even more credible when you see somebody and you know that they did that all themselves. They made that, they created that from nothing. You know, they built this whole thing because they wanted to, because they had the initiative to take and do that and just build that. Because recently, actually, I was out and there was this guy who was taking pictures for people. He just goes up to people. It was kind of that like a tourist type of spot. He just goes up to people, asks them if they want their pictures taken with his Polaroid camera. He gives them the pictures. It was like $5, and just to see somebody out here hustling like that, I love seeing that. I just love seeing that all the time. It's like the best thing. I love how people sometimes could take different routes and not do the same thing, because once everybody starts doing the same thing, there's really no variety. It's just everybody is the same. It's weird. Like, it's just weird. Okay. So I just want to wrap this episode up right now. I hope it was informational. Maybe you've seen, more stuff. Maybe I exposed you to stuff you didn't see before. I'm not really sure. Maybe you disagree with me. Either way, I would love to hear what you guys think about this. So basically, I just want to let everybody know you don't need a degree to be successful. You don't. And if you want to back what I just said, just go on Google, type in entrepreneurs or successful people that dropped out of college, didn't go to college, whatever, and there is your facts. Like, there it is visually. If you're a visual person, there it is. That's all you have to do. Go to Google, type that in. And I also just want to make a disclaimer. I'm not making this episode to call people out who are in college, to make it sound like I hate that people go to college. Like, that's not what I'm saying. I just wish that people saw more options. Like, if college is what you want to do, that is great. But if you think you're being pressured into it and that's the only way to go, it's not. And I just believe society is forcing it on people. Like, water break. That's what people are telling you need to do. That's what people are telling you that is normal. And I just want people to be different and, just make a path for themselves, be themselves. It is your life. You decide. Be different from everybody else, because that's what's going to set you apart. That's what's going to make you stand out. And I would love to hear, like I said, what you guys think about this. So that pretty much wraps up this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope my talking wasn't too bad. I'm still getting used to this. So like I said in the beginning, just give me some time to get used to it. And yeah, that pretty much wraps it up. I probably will be talking about this again in the future, since I'm so just into talking about this topic. And yeah, pretty much. But that's going to be it for this episode. Thank you everyone for listening to me. And come back next week where we're going to talk about Instagram models. Very, 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 I feel like that's going to be a very controversial topic. But that's what we're talking about next week. Make sure to come back if you'd like to hear my opinions on that. And yeah, thank you for listening. Thank you for your support. I would love for you to keep watching, or keep listening, actually. Keep listening. Or if you're on YouTube, keep watching. Either way it goes. All right. I'll see you guys next week. This is yours and mine, and thank you for watching. Listening. Oh my goodness. Thank you for listening. Oh my God.